Captain Eli Ward maneuvered his ship, the Wanderer, with practiced ease as they approached the Grand Assembly at the Galactic Council's space station. The station, a vast network of interlocking modules and docking bays, floated majestically against the backdrop of a swirling blue nebula. Today, it hosted a unique event, a showcase of technological prowess from various civilizations across the galaxy. As humanity's representative, Eli felt the weight of expectation resting firmly on his shoulders. The Wanderer was an older model starship, clearly out of its league among the sleek, advanced vessels that filled the docking area. Its hull, marked by the scars of countless micrometeorite impacts and radiation burns, told tales of its many voyages across the star systems. Eli steered the ship into an assigned berth next to gleaming alien crafts that shimmered with energy fields and exotic materials. As Eli disembarked, he caught the smirks and condescending glances thrown his way by the alien delegates. A group of Tharkan engineers, with their iridescent skin reflecting the station's ambient light, whispered among themselves, casting doubtful looks at the Wanderer. Their laughter echoed down the corridor, their eyes filled with mockery rather than malice. Eli straightened his uniform, a simple dark jumpsuit adorned with the insignia of the Earth Space Agency, and prepared to face the throng. Despite the ridicule, his mission was clear: to demonstrate that human ingenuity and resilience were as valuable as any alien technology. He walked towards the main assembly hall, where leaders and scientists from different worlds were gathering. Inside, the atmosphere was electric with the buzz of alien languages and the hum of translation devices. Representatives from advanced civilizations showcased miniature black hole generators, quantum teleporters, and bioengineered habitats that could withstand the harshest environments of space. Meanwhile, the Wanderer's contributions seemed modest: a hyper-efficient plasma engine prototype and a holographic navigation system designed by Earth's brightest minds. As Eli set up his exhibit, a tall, armored figure approached him. It was General Zarvox of the Zyphorian fleet, known for their technological superiority and strategic prowess in the Council. "Captain Ward," he boomed, his voice modulated by his helmet's translator. "Is this the best humanity has to offer, an antiquated relic of a bygone era?" His tone was more curious than insulting, but it stung nonetheless. Eli met Zarvox's gaze with a calm, unyielding look. "General, the Wanderer has more to show than what meets the eye. We humans pride ourselves on our ability to thrive under pressure and adapt with limited resources. What you see as an antiquated relic is a testament to our resilience and our relentless pursuit of progress." Zarvox chuckled, the sound resonating through his armor. "Very well, Captain. I shall look forward to seeing this relic perform. Humanity has always been good for surprises." With a nod, he moved on, leaving Eli to ponder the challenges ahead. As the day progressed, Eli engaged with various alien delegates, explaining the principles behind his exhibits. While some dismissed his contributions, others were intrigued by the simplicity and effectiveness of human engineering. The mixed reactions only fueled Eli's determination to prove that in the vast, mysterious cosmos, every species had its unique strengths and potential. The opening ceremony drew near, and as the delegates gathered, Eli took his place among them, his gaze fixed on the stars visible through the panoramic windows of the assembly hall. Whatever the outcome, he was ready to show the Galactic Council that humanity deserved its place among the stars, not as a subject of ridicule, but as a worthy peer in the grand tapestry of galactic civilizations. The Grand Assembly Hall buzzed with excitement as the delegates took their seats, their attention drawn to the large holographic displays showcasing the latest technological marvels. Eli stood by his modest exhibit, a stark contrast to the dazzling displays around him. His demonstration of the plasma engine, though scientifically sound, failed to draw the expected applause, overshadowed by more spectacular alien technologies. General Zarvox, the formidable Zyphorian commander, was among the more attentive audience members. His earlier curiosity seemed to give way to a strategic interest as he observed the Earth's technology with a critical eye. After the presentations, he approached Eli once more, his presence commanding and unmistakable amidst the crowd. "Captain Ward, your demonstration was enlightening," Zarvox said, his tone smooth, yet edged with a hint of condescension. "It appears your species has mastered the basics of propulsion. However, I wonder how your technology fares under real conditions, not just in controlled simulations." Eli, feeling the challenge in Zarvox's words, responded, "Our technology has been tested in the harshest environments Earth and its surroundings have to offer. We're not just theorists, General. We are explorers and survivors." "Survivors, you say?" Zarvox mused, his gaze sharp. Then perhaps you wouldn't mind proving your ship's capabilities in a more practical demonstration. His smile was thin, almost predatory. Around them, the murmur of the crowd quieted slightly, their attention turning toward the brewing confrontation. What kind of demonstration did you have in mind? Eli asked, maintaining his composure despite the growing audience. Zarvox's response came swiftly, amplified for all to hear. A race, Captain, through the asteroid belt of Gravax. It's treacherous, unpredictable, much like the cosmos your species is so eager to explore. If the Wanderer can navigate the belt faster than the Xiphorian cruiser, I will concede that human technology is more than mere child's play. The proposal sent a ripple through the assembly. The asteroid belt of Gravax was notorious, a dense and chaotic field that had claimed many seasoned pilots and advanced ships. To navigate it was a test of skill and technology. To race through it was borderline madness. Eli sensed the weight of the moment. A refusal would affirm the Council's low expectations of humanity. Acceptance, however, would put the Wanderer and its crew at serious risk. After a tense moment, he met Zarvox's gaze firmly. We accept. The Wanderer is more than capable, and so are her crew. We'll see you at the starting line, General. Applause broke out among the assembly, mixed with murmurs of disbelief and excitement. Zarvox nodded, his expression unreadable. Very well, Captain. 2 days from now at the edge of the Gravax field, may the best technology prevail. As the crowd dispersed, Eli returned to his exhibit, his mind racing with plans and calculations. The challenge was daunting, but it was also an opportunity to prove humanity's place in the galactic community, to turn laughter into respect. He immediately contacted his crew, setting in motion the preparations for what would be either a spectacular victory or a disastrous folly. The next 2 days would be critical. They would need to optimize the Wanderer's systems, plan their route meticulously, and prepare for every conceivable scenario. Humanity's ingenuity, resilience, and spirit of adventure would all be on trial, and Eli was determined to rise to the occasion. Back aboard the Wanderer, Eli's crew was buzzing with activity and a mix of anxiety and excitement. News of the race had reached them quickly, and each member understood the gravity of what they were about to undertake. The Wanderer was sturdy and reliable, but racing through the Gravax field would test her limits like never before. As Eli walked through the corridors to the engine room, he found his chief engineer, Maria, examining the plasma engine's blueprints with a furrowed brow. We can tweak the output, but it's risky, she said without looking up. Pushing the engine too hard could lead to a complete system failure mid-race. Eli nodded, understanding the delicate balance they needed to maintain. Do what you can, Maria. We need every bit of speed and agility, but not at the cost of blowing ourselves up. While discussing strategies, a soft noise from behind one of the panels caught Eli's attention. Signaling Maria to stay quiet, he moved closer and swiftly opened the compartment. Inside, curled up among the wires and spare parts, was a young alien girl with bright, curious eyes. She gasped, clearly not expecting to be discovered. Who are you? How did you get on my ship? Eli demanded, his initial surprise turning to concern over a potential security breach. The girl scrambled to her feet, her voice trembling. My name is Kira. I'm a Tarn. I snuck aboard when you were docked at the council station. Please don't send me back. Her eyes were wide with fear, and her hands were clasped in a pleading gesture. Eli softened slightly, sensing her genuine distress. Why did you come here, Kira? Why hide on my ship? Kira hesitated, then spoke in a rush. I'm a mechanic. I thought I could find work here, away from the Tarn systems. They don't treat us well there. There's no future for someone like me. Maria, overhearing the conversation, looked from Kira to Eli. Captain, maybe she can help. She's Tarn. They're good with tech. Could be useful, considering what we're up against. Eli considered this. Every pair of hands would help, and if Kira was as skilled as she claimed, it could make a real difference. All right, Kira, you can stay for now. But I expect you to earn your keep. Show us what you can do. Grateful and eager, Kira quickly proved her worth. Her nimble fingers and sharp mind helped Maria make significant enhancements to the Wanderer's engine, increasing its efficiency without compromising safety. She introduced a novel cooling system, utilizing a rare Tarn technique that was both effective and subtle. As they worked, Eli learned more about Kira. Her people were marginalized in the galaxy, known more for their labor than their intellect, yet Kira was brilliant and resourceful. Her presence on the ship brought a new energy, her enthusiasm infectious, even as the tension of the upcoming race loomed. The crew of the Wanderer came together, united by the shared goal of proving their doubters wrong. With each modification and test run, their confidence grew. But so did the realization of the challenge they faced. 2 days passed in a blur of activity and restless anticipation. As they approached the starting line near the Gravax field, Eli looked over his crew, feeling a fierce pride in their determination and teamwork. Kira stood among them, no longer a stowaway, but a valued member of their team. Together, they were ready to face whatever the race, and the galaxy, had in store for them. The starting line of the Gravax asteroid field loomed ominously before the Wanderer, a dense cluster of rocks and debris swirling chaotically in space. Nearby, the sleek Zephorian cruiser glinted menacingly under the starlight, its commander, General Zarvox, visible through the cockpit window. He gave a nod of acknowledgement to Eli as their ships aligned, engines humming with restrained power. As the countdown began, Eli felt a surge of adrenaline. The crew was silent, their eyes fixed on the screens, hands ready at their stations. "All systems go," Maria confirmed, her voice steady despite the tension. 3, 2, 1, go! The signal blared and Eli thrust the throttle forward. The Wanderer leapt ahead, its newly enhanced engines roaring to life. Beside them, the Zyphorian cruiser surged forward with terrifying speed, its advanced technology on full display. The initial stretch of the race was a blur of dodging and weaving as both ships navigated the smaller rocks at the field's edge. Eli's hands were steady on the controls, each movement precise. Kira's adjustments to the navigation system provided real-time data, predicting debris trajectories and optimal paths. As they delved deeper into the asteroid field, the obstacles grew larger and more dangerous. A massive asteroid loomed directly in their path, and Eli made a split-second decision. "Hold on!" he shouted, veering the Wanderer sharply to the left. The ship grazed the asteroid, its shields sparking from the contact, but they made it through unscathed. Behind them, the Zyphorian cruiser wasn't so lucky. Attempting to follow the Wanderer's daring maneuver, it collided with another asteroid. The impact was severe, but not fatal. The cruiser's superior hull integrity allowed it to continue, though now lagging behind. Encouraged by their lead, the crew pushed forward with renewed vigor. Kira monitored the engine's heat levels, her fingers flying over the controls to adjust the cooling system she had installed. "We're pushing the limits, Captain, but she's holding steady," she reported, her eyes alight with the thrill of the race. Suddenly, an alarm blared. Debris from a recent asteroid collision was hurtling directly towards them. "Evasive maneuvers," Eli commanded. The crew braced as he steered the ship into a narrow dive, the debris field scraping dangerously close to the hull. They emerged unscathed, the crew exhaling in relief. But their relief was short-lived. Zarvox's cruiser, having recovered from its earlier mishap, was now gaining rapidly. Its powerful engines compensated for the delay, and it was clear Zarvox was taking fewer risks, using their tracks to navigate safer routes through the chaos. As they approached the final stretch of the belt, the density of the asteroids decreased, but their size increased. Eli knew this was their chance to solidify their lead. "Full power, Maria. Let's show them what we're made of." The Wanderer surged forward, its engines glowing hot and bright. Ahead, the finish line beacon began to blink through the debris field, a signal that the end was near. Zarvox's cruiser was just a shadow in their peripheral vision. But Eli knew better than to underestimate the Zyphorian commander. With a final burst of speed, they crossed the finish line, a mere second before the cruiser. The crew erupted in cheers, embracing each other as the reality of their victory set in. They had done it. They had won the race through the Gravax field, not just surviving, but thriving under pressure. As the Wanderer coasted to a safer zone, Eli exchanged a look with Kira, who was smiling broadly. "Not bad for an antiquated relic, eh?" he joked, his heart still racing from the thrill of their narrow victory. "Not bad at all, Captain," she replied, pride and relief evident in her voice. The race was over, but their journey was just beginning. With this victory, the Wanderer and her crew had proven their worth to the Galactic Council and, more importantly, to themselves. Following their unexpected victory, the mood aboard the Wanderer shifted from relief to jubilation. Captain Eli Ward and his crew had not only survived the perilous asteroid belt of Gravax, but had also claimed a narrow win against the highly advanced Zyphorian cruiser. The news of their triumph spread quickly, sparking a mix of shock and admiration among the Galactic Council members. Despite the accolades, Eli knew that the Council's underlying skepticism about human capabilities lingered. To capitalize on their newfound respect, he proposed an even bolder initiative, a mission into the uncharted luminous nebula. The nebula, known for its intense radiation storms and spectacular light phenomena, had never been fully explored due to its hazardous conditions. Eli presented his plan during a special session with the Galactic Council. With the data and experience we've gathered, I believe the Wanderer can map the nebula and return safely. We aim to demonstrate not only our ship's resilience, but also humanity's contribution to galactic exploration. The council members exchanged wary glances, intrigued but clearly doubtful. General Zarvox, now a grudging admirer of the Wanderer's capabilities, voiced the council's concerns. Captain Ward, while your recent success is commendable, navigating the luminous nebula presents risks unlike any you've faced before. Are you certain your ship and crew are prepared for such an undertaking? Eli responded with confidence. We've made modifications to the Wanderer to withstand extreme conditions, and our crew is fully committed. We're ready to take this next step, not just for humanity, but for the benefit of all civilizations in this council. Reluctantly, the council approved the mission, their curiosity about the nebula's mysteries outweighing their apprehensions about human technology. As preparations began, Kira worked tirelessly with Maria to enhance the ship's shielding against radiation and to fine-tune their navigational systems to handle the nebula's unpredictable space-time fluctuations. Days later, the Wanderer embarked on its journey to the luminous nebula. As they approached, the nebula's vibrant colors and swirling gases filled their view screens, a mesmerizing yet foreboding spectacle. Eli initiated the first phase of their mission, deploying probes and sensors to gather data. The nebula was more stunning and volatile than they had anticipated. Streams of charged particles danced around the Wanderer, creating brilliant displays of light that captivated the crew, but also posed serious navigational challenges. Kira's enhancements to the sensors proved invaluable, allowing them to detect and avoid the most dangerous areas. Mid-mission, as they ventured deeper into the heart of the nebula, a massive radiation storm erupted without warning. The ship shuddered under the impact, alarms blaring across the control room. "Shields at 40% and dropping," Maria shouted over the din. Eli kept his calm, steering the ship into a denser gas cloud for cover. "Kyra, reroute all available power to the shields. We need to hold out until this storm passes." Kira nodded, her fingers flying over the control panel. The shielding held, barely, as the storm raged around them. After tense hours, the storm finally subsided, and the Wanderer emerged relatively unscathed, but with their shield capabilities severely depleted. With the data they had collected, Eli made the difficult decision to cut the mission short. "We've gathered enough to analyze back home, and pushing further could risk everything. Let's head back." The return journey was quiet, the crew exhausted but satisfied with their accomplishments. They had ventured into one of the most dangerous natural phenomena in the galaxy and come out with valuable insights and data. As the Wanderer approached the Galactic Council station, the data from the nebula was transmitted ahead, securing their reputation as capable and daring explorers. Eli knew that their actions had spoken louder than any words could, forever altering the Council's perception of humanity's role in the galaxy. As the Wanderer approached the edge of the luminous nebula, an area even less charted and more volatile, Captain Eli Ward and his crew prepared for the final leg of their mission. The ship, still slightly battered from the recent radiation storm, held steady under the watchful eyes of its crew. Eli knew they were pushing the limits, but he also felt an unshakable curiosity about what lay deeper within the nebula. Their sensors picked up an anomaly unlike anything they had documented before, a fluctuation in space-time, a dimensional rift hidden within the nebula's vibrant clouds. The readings were off the charts, presenting both a monumental discovery and a significant risk. Eli convened a quick meeting with his key crew members in the conference room. "We have a potential dimensional rift ahead," Eli explained, pointing at the shimmering data on the holographic display. "It's possibly a gateway to something, somewhere unknown. This could be what the Council doubted we'd find or survive. Do we explore further?" Maria looked apprehensive but intrigued, while Kira's eyes sparkled with excitement. "We have the chance to go where no one else has dared," Kira said. "I've made some calculations, and if we adjust the shields to focus on dimensional stability, we might just be able to make it through." Eli considered the risks against the backdrop of their mission's goals. Pushing forward could revolutionize their understanding of the universe. After a moment of heavy silence, he made his decision. "Prepare the ship. We're going in." Adjusting their course, the Wanderer moved cautiously toward the rift. As they approached, the fabric of space seemed to distort around them, stars stretching and twisting into surreal patterns. The crew held their breath, fixated on their instruments as Eli piloted the ship directly into the heart of the anomaly. There was a moment of intense vibration, blinding light, and then silence. The chaos abruptly ceased, and the crew found themselves looking out at a star field they didn't recognize. The familiar constellations of their galaxy were gone, replaced by unknown stars and a peculiar sense of tranquility. "Status report," Eli barked, snapping the crew out of their awe. "All systems nominal," Maria reported, her voice tinged with disbelief. "But according to our instruments, we're not in our galaxy anymore. We might be somewhere else entirely." The Council, monitoring their progress from afar, watched in stunned silence as the Wanderer's signal vanished from their screens. Back at the Council station, a flurry of activity and speculation erupted. Was it a disaster? A triumph? The ship had simply disappeared, gone in the blink of an eye without a trace. Inside the Wanderer, Eli and his crew faced the reality of their situation. They were potentially in another dimension, isolated from everything and everyone they knew. The risk was monumental, but so were the possibilities. Eli turned to his crew, a determined fire in his eyes. "We're explorers, and this is what we do. Let's find out where we are, gather all the data we can, and if possible, find a way back." Kira busied herself with the sensors, trying to make sense of their new surroundings. The data was unlike anything they had collected before, filled with strange energies and physics that defied their understanding of the universe. As the crew worked to establish their bearings in this new reality, they discovered that not only had they traveled to an unknown location, but they were also drawing the attention of beings that seemed to inhabit this dimension. These beings, advanced and seemingly benevolent, approached the Wanderer, initiating contact. The meeting was cautious, but filled with a mutual curiosity. These beings explained that the dimensional rift was part of an ancient network, a bridge between disparate parts of the cosmos. Humanity had proven themselves not by sheer technological might, but by their bravery and drive to explore and understand. Eli knew this encounter could change everything, not just for the Wanderer and its crew, but for all of humanity. They were no longer just participants in the galactic community. They were now pioneers on the cosmic stage. The challenge now was not just survival, but how to return and share their monumental findings. In the mysterious dimension beyond the rift, Captain Eli Ward and the crew of the Wanderer found themselves in dialogue with the advanced beings they encountered, entities of energy and light, embodying wisdom from countless millennia. These beings, known as the Etherians, shared insights into the fabric of spacetime and the interconnectedness of all cosmic entities. Eli, while initially overwhelmed by the breadth of knowledge and the surreal experience, realized the significance of their situation. The Etherians were once part of the material universe, but had transcended physical form to explore and understand dimensions beyond typical perception. As the Etherians communicated, they projected images directly into the minds of the crew, showing them the vast network of rifts that connected different parts of the universe, a system that once facilitated a thriving exchange of ideas and cultures among various civilizations. However, due to a cataclysmic event long forgotten by the galaxy's current inhabitants, the network was abandoned and fell into obscurity. Eli listened intently as one of the Etherians explained, "Your journey here was not by mere chance, but a result of your species' inherent drive to explore and understand, a quality we highly value. We believe humanity is ready to learn of this network and perhaps, in time, help restore it." The implications of this revelation were profound. Eli thought about the potential of introducing such knowledge to the Galactic Council. It could usher in a new era of exploration and cooperation among the myriad species of the galaxy. With the Council still unaware of their whereabouts and presuming the worst, Eli discussed the possibility of returning with the Etherians. "We need to go back, to share what we've learned. Our place in the Council, our very future, could depend on this knowledge." The Etherians agreed to assist the Wanderer in returning to their home dimension. They provided the crew with technology that would not only allow them to navigate back through the rift, but also enable them to reopen the pathway should the Council agree to its potential. As the preparations for their return began, Kira worked closely with the Etherians, absorbing as much of their technological and theoretical knowledge as possible. This collaboration resulted in significant upgrades to the Wanderer's systems. far beyond anything that had been imagined in human technology before. Eli took a moment to address his crew, his voice firm with resolve and gratitude. What we've accomplished here, what we've learned, it's going to change everything. We have a responsibility now, not just to our world, but to all worlds. Let's get home and make sure we use this knowledge wisely. With a mixture of anticipation and solemnity, the crew of the Wanderer prepared to leave the Etherian dimension. As they approached the rift once again, the familiar vibration and light enveloped them, but this time they were guided by the advanced understanding and technology given by the Etherians. Emerging back into their own galaxy, the Wanderer's return was met with astonishment and relief by the Galactic Council. Eli piloted the ship directly to the Council station, where leaders and delegates gathered, eager for explanations. As the Wanderer docked, the crew, armed with unprecedented discoveries and transformative technologies, stepped out to meet the Council. Eli, leading them, was ready to share their incredible journey, hoping to inspire a renewed spirit of curiosity and cooperation across the galaxy. The implications were enormous, and humanity was at the forefront, not as an underdog, but as a harbinger of a new chapter in galactic history. The atmosphere in the Galactic Council's Grand Assembly Hall was charged with a mix of anticipation and disbelief as Captain Eli Ward and his crew from the Wanderer disembarked and entered. Representatives from across the galaxy filled the seats, their expressions a mix of skepticism and curiosity over the human crew's sudden reappearance and the wild rumors swirling about their journey. Eli, flanked by his crew including Kira, who had now become an integral part of their team, stepped up to the central podium. The hall fell silent, all eyes fixed on them. General Zarvox, representing the Zephorian contingent and a key skeptic of the human delegation, leaned forward, his gaze intense and questioning. "Ladies and gentlemen of the Council," Eli began, his voice calm but carrying a weight that filled the room. "We embarked on our mission into the luminous nebula to explore and chart what was unknown. What we found was beyond our expectations, beyond what we believed possible." He paused, allowing his words to sink in, then continued. "We encountered a dimensional rift, through which we traveled to another realm. There, we met with beings, advanced and wise, known as the Etherians. They shared with us knowledge of an ancient network of rifts, gateways connecting different parts of the universe." Murmurs rippled through the council. Eli motioned to Kira, who activated a device. The room's central holographic projector flickered to life, displaying images of their journey. The rift, the Etherians, and the strange, beautiful vistas of a dimension beyond their own. "The Etherians have given us technology and insights that can propel our entire civilization into a new era of space exploration and cultural exchange," Eli explained, pointing to the images. "We have the opportunity to restore an ancient network of pathways, to reconnect with parts of the universe we thought unreachable." General Zarvox stood, his voice resonant in the now silent hall. "Captain Ward, this council doubted humanity's capacity to contribute to our collective knowledge. It seems we may have been premature in our judgment. What guarantees can you offer that this technology and these Etherians can be trusted?" Eli met Zarvox's gaze steadily. "We have only their assurances and the technology they've shared. But we also have our own intuition, our own experience with their generosity and wisdom. It's a leap of faith, yes, but one worth taking for the potential it represents." After a moment of heavy silence, a delegate from the technologically advanced Pluridian species spoke up. "If what Captain Ward proposes is true, then we stand on the brink of a renaissance, not just in technology, but in philosophy and cosmic understanding. We should proceed with cautious optimism." The debate that followed was intense, with various factions expressing both their hopes and their concerns. But the tide had turned. The evidence was too compelling, the potential too great to ignore. Finally, the Council voted overwhelmingly in favor of a joint exploration initiative to investigate and possibly restore the network of dimensional rifts. Humanity, represented by Eli and his crew, would play a central role in this new chapter of galactic cooperation. As the assembly adjourned, Eli felt a profound sense of accomplishment and anticipation. They had not only changed the Council's view of humanity, but it also opened a door to unimaginable possibilities for all civilizations in the Council. The crew of the Wanderer returned to their ship, not as outcasts, but as pioneers of a future that had just begun to unfold. Together, they looked out at the stars, no longer distant and cold, but beckoning with the warm glow of potential new worlds, new friends, and new stories. The galaxy was vast, and for now, it seemed, more united than ever in its quest to uncover the secrets of the cosmos.